gentlemen, welcome to Clifton Lane and welcome to your third half. What a brilliant display, eh? I think we were the second best team in the first half, but boy did we make up for it in the second half. And I think we want a big round of applause for them forwards out there today. Great team performance, but the forwards just grew and grew and grew into that game. And if you consider that we went into the game with only one fit second row, and the nightmare for every back row forward, tap on the shoulder, can you play second row this week? And Lewis stood up and were counted. Well done, what a great game! Well done, lads. Well done. So another nail biter, another very small margin, but it's 4 points to us, and sets us up nicely for next week against Darlington. And let's get a win there, then we can enjoy our Christmas and New Year. I'm going to start by asking our chairman, Nick Craig, to come up and say a few words and tell us about his selection for man of the match from Blackheath.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, John, you're absolutely right. A game of two halves, that was indeed. Blackheath certainly had us in the first half and we came good in the second half, I thought. It's customary that I just say a bit about visiting teams, so I will. We're very honoured and privileged to have perhaps and arguably one of the most important teams in rugby's history with us today. They were formed in 1858. In 1862, they became the first rugby club in the world, the first open rugby club. That is to say, everybody could play there, not selected groups. And they also, something else about them, they were formed by ex-school pupils of Blackheath. And when the ex-pupils played the pupils, the school pupils, they cried either for school or for club. And that tradition has been carried on to this very day. So Blackheath supporters do not shout for Blackheath, they shout for club, one of the idiosyncrasies of our wonderful game. Also, Edwin Ash in 1870, this is how important it all is, because at that time people didn't know whether they were going to play soccer or rugby union, as it turned out to be. So people were playing different games with different rules. Those that were running with the ball became rugby union, because we all know now, and 11 players took part. But Edwin Ash was the secretary of Blackheath in 1870. He posted letters in various papers nationally, including the Times, and called for people to attend a meeting to set the rules for rugby union as we know it today. And in actual fact, they were also present for setting the rules at the football, when football was started. But 22 clubs came together in 1872, at Pall Mall, and formed our great game. So we're with very august visitors today. Enough of that. So that's the history lesson. Now, I'd like to welcome everybody from Blackheath, obviously, but more importantly, our ex-players. Tom Williams, who had a great game, and I'm very pleased to say came off. It gave us a bit of a chance. And Danny Herriot in the front row with him. Craig Dowsett at 11. Neil Patrick's here, didn't play because he picked up an injury. Brandon Palmer here is a Blackheath player, would you believe it? Welcome back, Brandon. You've only been away 3 weeks, welcome back. You can't keep yourself away, can you? And then, actually, my man of the match has played for Rotherham. But before I announce my man of the match, I'd just like to mention a few. The two props for, of course, for Blackheath, did a great job. I thought that Tom Stanwyck did good at second row. I thought that Joe Tarrant was good at 15. But my man of the match actually was a loan player to Rotherham. I think he came from Bristol and went on to Jersey. Is there number 10, Craig Dowsett. Mark Cook. Sorry, Mark Cook. Sorry. Oh, that's making it wrong. Mark Cook.
All that and I get it wrong. Mark Cook.
Come on, Cookie.
Just quickly from the Blackheath boys, obviously it's a real sort of ding-dong out there, so it was a real good test for us. We've been scraping through some games in the last few weeks, and I think we just came unstuck today. But massive shout out for the boys that weren't playing in the stand. I think they gave you a run for their money. Now I think this place, obviously I speak for the guys that have played here before, it's got sort of a special place with us, gave us a chance, so we're appreciative of it. But best of luck for the rest of the season, have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Now I'd like to invite the President of Blackheath, Dr. Alan Thompson, to come and pick his man of the match for Rotherham.
Right, great, thank you. Well, congratulations, Rotherham. As Nick's already said, we're in a game of two halves. Blackheath Pack dominated the first half, and Rotherham was very much the second half. I think the turning point was when we had the big driving maul about midway through the second half, which Rotherham managed to disrupt, and that really was a turnaround at that point in time. So it is. It was really a team effort, particularly a forward effort in the second half. So I'm going to mention someone who used to play for Blackheath, so Seb. Good to see you, Seb. I have a particular memory of Seb when Seb was playing for Kent under-20s down in... Are you listening, Seb?
Pay attention.
Down in... I think it might have been against Berkshire, it doesn't matter, on an AstroTurf, and Kent had a 5 metre scrum 5 metres from their own line after Berkshire had knocked the ball on over the line. Seb was number 8 that day, picked the ball up and covered, I think, 90 metres before a tackle just before the line, and managed to get the offload away, and Kent scored, so that was fantastic. Today wasn't really quite the... Today wasn't quite the day for that sort of running rugby. So I'd like to say good luck with your local derby against Darlington next week. We're playing Old Eltamians, who's very much our local rivals, 2 miles down the road. Very definite local derby. So in amongst some great performances by the Rotherham Pack in the second half, I'm going to pick out number 1, Dan Richardson.
Well, first of all, I'd like to everyone to turn it out. It's an awful day, and we really appreciate the support. That shed was rocking in there. I think that was the fine margin that pushed us over the edge, getting us extra 3 points. So, really appreciate the fans, and thank you very much. Hope to see you all in the new year.
Well, next week.
And next week.
Jill, where's the beer?
Now we can see we won. We won on the field. Now we're going to see who wins with the drinking of the pint.
One down, 2, 3, go!
now like to ask our head coach to come up and say a few words, please. Joe Barker.
Lads, can you quiet 2 minutes? Okay, hell of a game today. I know obviously a lot of people want a lot of running rugby and a lot of that with 2 teams that like to throw the ball around, but sometimes you've got to put it under the jumper and you just got to put the pressure on. But credit to Blackheath, in the first half you threw a lot at us. You played some good rugby, and what we've seen from you got a lot of good players. You keep the ball very well. You play a great brand of rugby. I think you're really well coached. You put some good systems together. You scored some great tries from what we've seen already, and so credit to you boys. And I think you've got a great squad and a great team there, and there's a lot going forward for you. So good luck for the rest of the season on that. But credit to our boys there. We had to dig deep. It was a tough first half. I thought we held them off pretty well. Some idiot got a yellow card, and then we put a little bit more pressure on. So there was a lot of pressure on us lads, but the lads dug deep. We came in 7-0, and we knew what we could do in that second half. We knew how to build the pressure, and the boys. It was very positive at half time. We knew what we had to do, and to be fair, I don't think coaches said anything really. It was all led by the leaders in the group and players, and they took that on. For such a young team, for the individuals in that squad to take the half-time talk pretty much, I think that puts a lot on the leaders in this group, and credit to them. They took that on, and the lads listened, and like I said, I didn't really have to say much at half-time. They knew what we needed to do, and I think we showed that in the second half. We came out, we did what those boys asked us to do, and I think what was already been said, the turning point was down in this bottom corner where we stopped their driving more, then we won a penalty scrum, and then I think we got another penalty, went into the corner, and then we ended up getting a penalty try, and that turned the game, and that was all led up front. And the reason that those lads are so good is because of what they've done on Tuesday nights, and that's a full squad effort. The intensity that they put against each other on a Tuesday night is not what many part-time or amateur teams will be doing, and that's a full squad effort on that one. That's not just the boys that are starting. So credit to everybody on a Tuesday night, what you're doing with Smithy, Christian and Jenks on those Tuesday nights. The pretty boys are pretty much just kicking the ball around while it's cold, so we're alright while you boys are grafting. But those times that you do on a Tuesday night, you come back in, you have Lindsay's cake, it makes such a difference. No, it was a hell of a performance today, just from great and the character that we've built in this squad from a bunch of young lads. They showed a lot of experience there, and I'm proud of every single one of them, from 1 to 35, however big the squad is, the coaching staff, the backroom team, because it was a tough challenge today and we all stepped up, and it starts from the people behind at the bar to the kitchen staff to Lindsay making the cakes to everything, and this club's taken a turning point this year, and it's great to see, and it's great to be involved in it, and I'm excited to help this club go further from bottom to top, and you're all taking it with us, so thank you.
It just remains for me to thank you all for coming down today. The boys said that's the loudest they've ever heard the shed, and we're fewer in it than normal. Don't forget, next week is our Christmas game, and the players will be wearing Christmas shirts. Those Christmas shirts, 1 to 15, are currently available on eBay. If you just put Rotherham Titans 2018, you'll get the full setup. We've also got Maltby Band coming down next week to play some Christmas carols, so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're hopefully going to beat Darlington, and then we're going to have a great Christmas and a great New Year. So
And there's a disco next week.
Oh, there's a disco afterwards as well. So good to have to tell me all this while I'm up here, but never mind. Thank you again for your support. Hope to see you back next week, and let's really stick it to Darlington. Thank you very much. Good night.
There you go. Get it in here.